Marietta post 64 taking on Clarksburg post 13 over at Pioneer Park. We'll start with bases loaded for Jace Hilverding, and he wears one to bring in the first run. Team player right there. Love to see it. Now Owen Warden going to hit one hard to third base, and Dominic Bombardier handles it and gets the out at home. Throw a little bit high, but handled by the catcher. Nice adjustment there. We're still in the second inning. Braun Doak grounder into left. That'll score 2 runs, and Doak is into second easily, standing up with a double. Let's go now to Saban Jonas. Rolling one to third, and it's fielded and held on to. No play there. That'll allow another run to score. It's 5-0 Marietta. Let's go to the top of the fourth. Severio Destito turns on it over the head of the left fielder, and he cruises into second with a 2-out double. Runners on the corners, and the pitch gonna skip through the wickets behind Warden at home plate. Clarksburg with their first run of the game. Next pitch, though, Casey Burkhammer out of St. Mary's gets a strikeout to limit the damage and end the inning as Marietta holds on to win it 5-2.